so many foreign students coming.
Mm-hmm.
In Saudi Arabia, there was a couple of young men from Saudi Arabia
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of women from China. And it turned out that he had the whole class going into neighborhoods, which I thought was so cool.
Really?
Going in to learn about neighborhoods. Because, you know, the students now just keep their, maybe we need a bench Timbo card.
I can get. I was thinking about that too, but I was like, okay, got you.
Brandon, all right. Thank you both. Business woman for sure.
Look, we just learned something. We need to make sure we get our own cups.
Well, Vita was a publicist in California.
Oh, okay.
So she's always on me about things like that.
Mm.
She was a publicist out there for about 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
And now she's here. But she had a little fall and injured her knee.
Mm.
So she's not doing so well. And I took her to the acupuncturist because she lived in California.
Mm.
Traditional medicine. No cortisone.
Ooh, I need to try acupuncture. A lot of people have been telling me that's the way to go nowadays.
Yeah, well, but something that she has, it's long and drawn out.
Mm.
The injury that she has, she neglected it.
Yeah.
So it's long and drawn out treatment. And he's really good, but he's also puts her on a very rigid diet.
Mm.
Cook vegetables and maybe a little rice.
Wow.
Soup, vegetable soup. No fruit, no protein.
What?
No chili.
She's missing out.
She's disciplined, she does it.
Yeah.
That's good though.
I would be sick.
Understood, but Miss Virginia, like we appreciate you taking the time sitting down with us. This place, every time I come here just to look around, we get, you know, you just get an overwhelming feeling of a welcome sensation. You know, every time we come here, I don't know if you've put it out there or just the history of this place. Like every time we come here, is, you know, you feel welcomed, like you're supposed to be here. You know.
Thank you very much. We, of course,
Thank you.
happy to have you always. And when we opened, we wanted to be sure that this was a community-based place.
Mm.
So my husband Ben came from Trinidad to matriculate at our universities. First at the University of Nebraska in Lincoln, because that's where he got the biggest funding.
Okay.
And then on to Howard University to attend this dental school.
Dental school.
Yeah, I didn't know him at the time. He had a little over a year in dental school when he had a serious accident, walked onto an elevator. Floor wasn't there, injured his back, and he wasn't able to complete the program.
Mm.
But he worked his way through college by working in restaurants.
Okay.
Because in Trinidad, even today, it takes $6 Trinidad to equal $1 US.
Wow.
So he had to work. But in the process, he learned the restaurant business. And when we met, I, on the other hand, came from Virginia. And my first job here was at our very own African American bank.
Okay.
Which is still here, by the way, 85 years later.
Wow.
85 years later, now being operated by the grandchildren of the founder.
That's
so
amazing.
I worked at the bank, he was working in the community. And we saw each other in the bank, and of course back there in 1957, I paid no attention to the little note he wrote me and asked to call. It wasn't appropriate, right? But he was very sure of himself, and when the bank closed at 2 o'clock, he waited 45 minutes, and he called and asked for me by name, and I said, I don't talk to men or call men that I don't know.
Mm.
He said, what would you like to know? And he rattled off his entire life. And he said he'd been to Howard's Dental School, and I knew all the people that are there. Then I thought it's safe for me to give him a phone number. I did that, and he called and asked me out, and I suggested that we have one of the mutual friends that we knew together to accompany him to my home and meet the family first.
Wow.
And we'd go from there. Well, he did that. And the rest
Wow.
is history. We had 51 years together. He died 10 years ago.
You gotta please him.
But it was his dream to be self-employed.
Mm.
And he thought, he tried a couple of things, but he thought this would be something that we really could manage. Well, where are we going to do this? This was just still a segregated city, basically, in 1958. So when I came to Washington, we didn't go downtown for dinner. I came in 52. We didn't go downtown to dinner or to the movies because we were black.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't need to because we had everything we needed here. Howard University is literally walking distance. The Howard Theater was built before the Apollo in New York.
Wow.
And as I said, we had our own bank.
Self-serving.
Yes, so, and there were 3 big theaters over here. The street was known as Black Broadway because it was our entertainment center. Jazz clubs, music halls, theaters, restaurants, everything we needed. Pool halls, everything.
Right here.
So we opened in 1958. We found this place. We thought this is an ideal place to open a restaurant. If we could get anything on Black Broadway,
That was prime location.
in a very appropriate location if you want to walk by traffic. Okay, so we happened to be out here one day, and the gentleman that owned this property, by the way, was the first black detective in Washington. Just happened to see him outside, and we told him what we were looking for. Did he know of anything? And he said, "Why don't you look at this?" And we learned the history of this. It was an old silent movie theater called Minnehaha. The picture of it.
Right up here.
Yeah. It had become obsolete because we had a new theater over here called the Lincoln. So he was operating this facility as a pool hall. And we were able to lease it from him that very day.
With the same.
Same day we talked about it, and he said he would let us have it. We didn't even get a real estate agent or anything. We just went to the stationery stores we had in those days, and you could pick up all kinds of contracts. You could buy a house without an agent back there.
Wow. Oh, I wish it was like that now.
Oh yes, you did. So we were able to lease this property, and we found the architect, the contractor, the plumber, the electrician, and the cabinet maker.
Wow.
Within a few blocks of here, all African American owned and operated businesses.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were their customers for the duration of their careers.
Wow.
Imagine I could call my plumber at 3 o'clock in the morning and say there's a broken pipe in the back. Water's coming out of everywhere. I'll be right there.
Because he's right up the street, and you all are in the same community.
Right in the neighborhood.
Wow.
In the neighborhood.
And that's community life.
When you think back about that, you realize how easy it was.
Yeah.
And people that wanted to satisfy your customer, they wanted to please the customer. They would hold on to the customer by the service that they provided. So that was put us off into a very good start. And when we were able to open, it looked modern and new and colorful, and big plate glass window at front. You could see through the whole place. And it really did kind of excite the community. And very soon we were well established. Very soon we made friends with the neighborhood young men that thought this was their meeting place. Turned out to be our extended family, as I call them.
Wow.
And then when the theaters, for example, if a first-rate movie was released from Hollywood and went to the theater downtown, it came to one of ours the same day.
Ah.
So you've got a show at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and they show on weekends. People all the time. It was absolutely a wonderful community. But then we were integrated. Okay, so we're going to continue to go over there and see the movie now that we can now go downtown and see.
Yeah. Which is really funny because you find that when, during the civil rights, it didn't seem like it was about having our own. It was just we want to be able to try that, what we didn't have
I
beforehand.
think we really thought we could integrate society. I can't think of any other reason why we would want to go downtown. I think we just thought we might be able to integrate society. So many people just took that opportunity to go downtown to dinner and downtowns of the movies all over this country. And it simply took the money out of the black neighborhood.
Wow.
That was the beginning. The big change came in 1968 when Dr. King was assassinated. That was a very difficult time. I remember the very evening that he was shot. Someone just runs into the door and says that Dr. King has been shot. And we don't believe that, of course.
Yeah.
And then someone else comes and someone else comes and finally someone locates a transistor radio.
We don't know what those are.
Oh yeah. Finally someone transistor radio and they're playing hymns. Dr. King is deceased.
Wow.
So now you see people in tears. We're all crying. We're all upset. How could this happen to our wonderful, peaceful leader?
Mm-hmm.
And then that sadness turned to frustration later on, and frustration turned to anger, and the uprising began. There were 3 nights of curfew placed here, our mayor, because there were so many people in the streets, so many people showing their frustration and anger, throwing bricks and burning buildings, and it was just a horrible time. We were the only place, by the way, that was allowed to remain open during 3 nights of curfew.
Wow.
Because we were open late hours during that time. We were open until 3 o'clock in the morning. And for all weekends. We're doing that again now.
Oh.
But it was a very, very, very difficult time during that period. And finally, after the end of 3 days and things began to calm down a bit, the businesses did not be open. Many of them, there were big businesses here too, like a Safeway, like People's Drugstore around the corner, that kind of thing. And next thing you know, the buildings are being boarded up.
Wow.
And before you know it, a year or 2 later, heroin moves in, and crack cocaine moves in, and our beautiful neighborhood takes a downturn, and really became a ghetto.
Wow. And it seems like it happened so fast from it being this community that was inclusive, African American community, to integration, to riots, to, the crack epidemic, like that in the flash of an eye.
Yeah, it's definitely seemed that way, and it was hard to see, and people often ask me, how did you guys stay here?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were at some point able to buy our property for one thing.
Okay.
Made a big difference.
So now it's yours.
And the industrial bank that I spoke of also owned that property. Lee's Flower Shop, another African American owned and operated family business, now being operated by the 3rd and 4th generation, owned that property.
Wow.
And those are the 3 businesses that are still standing today.
Wow, that is magnificent. I mean, right now, to catch up our listeners, we have people that listen from all over the country, so they may not know where we are right now. So just to catch everybody up, we are here sitting down with Miss Virginia Ali, the co-founder of Ben's Chili Bowl, out here on U Street in D.C. to provide some context. And I think, Jabril, we should kick this thing off right now.
Yeah, we neglected the whole intro.
Already gave some background history about this place that nobody can find online. So
absolutely.
Let's go, Jabril. 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jabril Salam,
Muhammad Hassan.
and you are listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast.
Asalaamu Alakum, everybody. So that's how we usually kick off the show. I know you provide some great history lessons, so we did not want to, get into that.
No.
You actually fit perfect because, and now we go back to what you were talking about in community life, and then that's what really our podcast is based about. Like taking care of your own. And I love that how the 3 businesses that remained and stood steady throughout all those hardships is still working together, and they're still all family businesses.
Yeah,
So that's
still
magnificent.
family business, yeah. And people did say, why did you guys stay here? We stayed here because this is the nation's capital. This is what has run the world.
Exactly.
So it's got to come back.
But how could they let the
We had
national
no
capital
idea
do
that it
that?
would take 20 years.
But you have it. That's faith, right? Like somehow you have faith that it will all turn around and come back to where it is now.
Of course, yeah, of course. It has definitely come back. It's not the same color, but it's back.
We think we know what she's talking about. But I was watching one of your interviews, and you had mentioned like how they could let the nation capital get to that point. that it was at, whether after crack cocaine, the crack cocaine and heroin epidemic, like it was almost like the city was at a low, and we're like, we're at the nation's capital. Like, how can they let something like that happen?
It happened in the African American communities. We did not. Our mayor instructed the police department not to take anybody's life because they're looting and rioting and burning and destroying. But they were instructed not to do that. But why it remained this way for so long? I mean, you hear all kinds of stories about that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. All I know is we tried, and then as we were going through this period, which was really difficult because the reputation of the city, the murder capital of the world,
Yeah.
the drug corridor, the 14th of Year drug corridor, with headlines in the Washington Post every Sunday morning.
Wow.
And then, finally, the city decides to build a subway system across the street, which is the Green Line. Well, when they did the research, they found only 3 businesses in the immediate vicinity had survived.
Mm-hmm.
Ben's, Industrial Bank, and Lee's Flower Shop. Not enough to maintain the 1 lane of traffic up there
Wow.
for those 3 little businesses. They simply dug up the entire street, 65 feet down, to build the subway. I had 1 employee. My husband found something else to do, but I just thought, we're not closing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That 1 employee has been with me 43 years.
Amazing.
That was the most difficult of all, to have no access to a car coming down the street, this wide street out there.
And how long did that take you out of?
It took, first to dig it up and to prepare it and to put wooden tires, they call it, out there and make a wooden street
Mm-hmm.
while they did the very intricate work underneath. I don't know, it took maybe a year, but we used to have to evacuate if they hit the water line, evacuate if there's gas line.
Wow.
And of course we had to leave when the sun began to go down because there were no street lights.
Yeah.
And I remember having the contractor for that project would come in and give us an update of what's going on. And I said, please, I need signs to tell people how to get here.
Mm-hmm.
I want metal signs, white ones with red writing that said this way to Ben's, with an arrow going this way and various ways. And someone in the group said if we give her a sign, the others will want a sign. Only 2 of them. He said the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And I'm the squeaky wheel. So he gave us the signs, and we had to replace them every morning because the contractor just knocked them over. So you'd have to walk around and make sure that you directed people to come on Florida Avenue, come up B Street and come down this alley, and
Mm-hmm.
then you reverse your car to go down again.
Wow.
It was the most difficult of all. But when it opened in 1992, I believe it was, all the new businesses began to come in.
Mm-hmm.
The townhouses behind us couldn't go up fast enough.
Wow.
And there's a big, beautiful apartment building in the next block called the Ellington. And over on this side, the beautiful condominium. It's a big building. It faces 12th Street. One of the units in that condo on the top floor was sold a couple of years ago for $1.3 million.
Wow.
And that's where the drug traffic used to gather.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
And that's what
And this area now is becoming gentrified. Yeah, and it's becoming very, very gentrified.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, when you saw the other businesses coming up and the contractors building this city, I know at this point you guys did own the property, correct?
Yeah.
So, what else? Like, cause you had so many reasons to quit, right? So, was it tenacity? Was it faith? It was like, you know what? We own this building now. Let's just push through it.
Well, my husband found something else to do, and something that he was pretty passionate about during this slow period, because it was slow.
Yeah.
He enjoyed the stock market.
Really?
We had a ticker tape at home. We paid a little fee to Translux Corporation, and we paid a little fee to New York Stock Exchange for the privilege of the wire coming into the home. She could go into his little office the next day at home and push the button. Tick,
Yeah.
tick, come the little ticker tape with the stocks.
Wow.
And now we call
He
it
had investors
E-Trade.
daily.
Yeah.
He had investors daily delivered to the home first thing in the mornings, and of course the Wall Street Journal and his charting material.
Mm-hmm.
So that kept him busy.
Wow.
And I had just kind of hung in there with this.
Wow. And what's fascinating is that, you know, even from when you started, you're still here. Like every time I come, I've been here 3 or 4 times. You're working harder than anyone else in here. And I'm like, she does not take a break.
My son says I'm his best employee. But I come because I enjoy being here. We had 3 sons that we sent off to big universities, and the one is a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest surprise of our lives was that they wanted to do this.
Wow.
All 3 of them. So we have all 3 sons involved in the business full time, and 2 of my 3 daughter-in-laws, 2 of them,
Wow.
are with us as well.
That's amazing.
HR, now she's managing the store in Arlington, and one is marketing and whatever else is needed. So I'm fortunate enough to see my children every day.
Mm-hmm.
They
That's a
come
blessing.
in and out of here because this is the old headquarters kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of them and what they've done. They've grown. They've opened up new places and doing very well. So that was a big surprise. That was a big surprise for them. But it also allowed us an opportunity to enjoy our lives in later years. When we opened, we were married 10 years before we had a week's vacation together.
Wow.
We had a weekend here and there, but not a whole week.
Wow.
When the kids came on, the first one came to Kamal in the mid to late 80s, we were able to say, okay, you want this? We got it, we're on. So we were able to travel and to do some of the things that we really wanted to do, and we were able to do a good bit of it.
Good. But to stay with it that long means that you had to enjoy this. You had to have fun with it.
I do. I enjoy people.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that when I worked at the bank. You know, I always thought I would be an elementary school teacher, but when I worked at the bank, I realized how much I enjoyed meeting new people every day
Mm-hmm.
and being able to relate to them. And so I've been here all these years, and although it has been very difficult, and the traffic and the crime was rampant, no one's ever bothered us.
Wow. That's interesting. I wanted to ask you, the song right there, it talks about how during the riots you wrote Soul Brother on the window with soap.
Put that Soul Brother across the window to identify us as a black-owned business.
And what this place seems like is it's almost a neutral zone, because also during that time, and correct me if I'm wrong, there were protesters that would come here and eat, as well as law enforcement that would come here and eat.
And you know, we were here when the March on Washington occurred. We were here to help provide some sandwiches for people that were coming, because you know how many people came in
That's a
town.
lot.
And we were able to do that to help feed some of them. We were able to participate in so much of that. And it was just, you know, it was just a glorious time. Just the civil rights movement alone. Dr. King has been in here so many times.
Wow.
There was a Fed Light office at 14th and U.
Mm-hmm.
And the brick was thrown on the night of the riots. The first brick was thrown in the People's Drug Store, right on the corner, 14th and U.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you also about all of that.
So Dr. King would be here whenever he came to Washington, and he was in that office, he'd pop by here. And we've been so fortunate with so many people that kind of took this as a meeting place.
Mm-hmm.
Even the media. If the media wants to hear about your take about the Redskins, if they want to take the African American view, they came here.
Wow.
So it was that kind of place. Now we have a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
Got to find some Washington people. But we've been very fortunate to have had people that cared about us.
Because you cared about the people, even before.
I have so enjoyed this. I really have. And my kids say, Mom, why don't you stay home and rest? It's no fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
Who do you get to see at home?
Yes. You know, I've no, my husband's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just great. I mean, I have friends, but at my age, I I've lost a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
There was seven of us in my family, immediate family. My sister and me now.
Wow.
There's two, yeah. But that's what age does for me.
Yeah.
So I'm here and I meet people now from all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah,
And now you have an extended family.
yeah.
You know, you have that's just whether it's social, because that's how it is now in regards to social media. You know, you see everybody, you meet everybody, but it's not like meeting somebody physically. So this is the meeting place. But even over 60 years of service, you always focus on the people, and that value is still felt today. Like coming here, and Jabril had mentioned, like we felt like we were family. We felt like we'd been here before, even though it was our first time. So it came to something just so small in the beginning, and you kept that at the heart of your business. I mean, that's just astonishing, you know?
People treat you the way you treat them.
Yep.
Absolutely. So all that good karma energy has come back.
It's really what it is, you know. If you're kind to people, people are kind to you.
Right.
And my father used to say, a soft answer turneth away wrath.
Oh.
Soft answer.
I like that. Wow.
I think the Muslim community, my parents need to hear this.
a lot of yelling going on.
What's going on?
Well, my husband is Muslim, you know, and
Yes.
I joined him.
Mashallah.
I did. I joined him. I converted. We were married at the Islamic Center on Mass Avenue.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lovely masjid too.
I don't think I've been to that masjid.
It's the
I
one
think
that-
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was put up by Muslim countries, the
Really?
well-to-do Muslim countries, and they still foot that bill.
Wow.
The board consists of those presidents of those various countries.
Wow.
And when we were married in 1958, we didn't have a lot of mosques.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a lot of mosques around here, nor did we have a lot of Muslims like we do today.
Yeah.
So by going there, when the children came, and I was going there on a regular basis and taking them to classes and so on, I met people from all over the world into their homes and they in mine.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
wonderful.
Wow. So do you feel that because you were Muslim, it impacted the way you lived your life and the way that you ran your business here any differently than you would have beforehand?
You have to say that again.
Because of your religious beliefs, do you feel that it impacted the way you lived your life and ran your business? And that's a big reason why it has flourished. And
Well, I'm a firm believer that do unto others or people treat you, as I said, the way you treat them.
Yeah.
And,
Absolutely.
I think it doesn't matter what religion that is.
mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed being Muslim. I've had controversial comments from people. I belong to a group called the Islamic Society of the Washington area,
Mm-hmm.
which is out in Silver Spring. And it started with a group of mostly people from Trinidad, Guyana, that area, Egypt, Americans. Now you have mosques all over the place.
Yeah.
A brand new Turkish mosque. You have mosques all over the place now. That wasn't that way back then, 1958. We had the Islamic Center and we had one out in Northeast.
Mm-hmm. And so now it's like I just moved up here maybe a year ago, and so even for me, it's very new to see so many Muslims in one place. I came from Norfolk, Virginia, so
From Norfolk, yeah.
yes, man. So it was a pockets
We
of us.
serve- Here we serve everybody. We have separate grills.
Mhm.
We're not halal,
Mhm.
but we do have separate grills for various things, right? So I always say we're not prejudiced.
Mhm.
We serve everybody.
Serve everybody.
I like that. And look, I'm glad you guys do the separate grills, because not a lot of places even are cognizant of that.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah.
Wow.
But that good, just like you mentioned, that good morality and that good character is what it's all about being a Muslim. I think sometimes we get really caught up in the studies. It's good to learn, but you really learn with the interactions you have with people.
Yeah.
And sometimes we forget about that because you try to get to that spiritual heightness. And sometimes when you do that, you put all the focus on yourself, which is good, but then you forget about everybody around you. And
Yeah.
then at the time that you guys were coming up and all those trials and tribulations were coming along here in the area, you couldn't focus on yourself. Like, you had to focus on the community at that time, because that's why the community has been with you guys for over 60 years, because you guys were there with them when they most needed it, you know. So that's
Yeah. Well, we're all just people, aren't we?
Exactly. All just trying to get along and get it how we can.
Exactly.
So we also know that you went to Hajj, correct?
Yeah, 1984.
How was that? How was that experience?
That was a very beautiful experience. It was a very, very beautiful experience. Actually, we met with a group from Trinidad. Flew all the way to Mecca. Spent a whole Holy Week there, 2 weeks there, and then we spent a week in Medina.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it was wonderful. And we were, the people that were closest to me there, that I met, that stayed with the same place where we stayed, were from South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah. So I met people from all over the world.
That seems,
All over the world there again. Yeah.
it's kind of like this place. This is like the Mecca of DC. Like.
I love learning about other people's culture, other people's religion. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I love that, and that's what I do all day here.
Yeah.
I'm still active in my mosque. I served as the ladies committee, head of the ladies committee for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I've gotten older, I don't do that anymore. But still involved.
So, what is the secret to having not only a successful business, but you were married for a very long time? What's this?
Married for
51 years.
Well,
What's the secret?
My dad used to say, let people be.
Mm.
Let him be.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, that's all you got to do. You know, you saw something in this person. You would not have been attracted to him had he not been a God-fearing man.
Mm-hmm.
Had he not been a man with good values. And then you do look into the family a little bit, right?
Of course.
But I was in love before I did all that part.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. But in any case, I saw those characteristics in Ben. And then if he wanted to act a little silly, let it be. It's okay, you don't have to participate in that.
Good
You
point.
don't have to want to know why he's doing it, just let it be, it'll pass.
Mm.
You know what? That's so simple but effective. Because right now we're
It's
always
very effective, it really is. Just don't get an attitude, don't show any difference in what you normally would behave yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, if he's angry and he's acting crazy, I still go home and make the dinner, and I still prepare the table, and I still do everything I would normally do.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't eat it, that's something.
Yeah.
Oh, times have
It's
changed.
there.
Oh, times have changed. Because you see right
Just
now,
let it be, just let it be.
Let people be.
because we get a lot of
Wow.
requests and just direct messages from our audience and our listeners. They come from all over the world, and between the ages of about 18 and 35. So relationship and marriage is a big topic for them. And it's always about, hey, they're doing this, I'm trying to change them. Right? They always talk
Mhm,
about trying
mhm.
to change people.
I don't like this. I don't like
You
that.
have no right to change anybody. No, I don't think that's the case. I think
Yeah.
you have no right to change anybody. You weigh the good and the bad as you see it,
Mhm.
and if the good outnumbers the bad,
Yeah.
you let it be.
How big was patience in your marriage?
Well, I just happen to be like my dad. I keep referring to him, and my mom too, but my dad especially was low, soft-spoken, and patient,
Mm-hmm.
and consistent.
Mm.
Mm.
You must be consistent in order to be effective. So don't say one thing and do another.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you hear that? Shout out to the young males out there. Young men.
A lot of guys are having to reevaluate their whole lives right now.
When you have your children and you know, my husband was the type that would say, especially as a teenager, okay, give me the keys. You didn't come home. You broke your curfew.
Mm.
Keys.
Mm.
You only got the car for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he'd wait, and the next 2 days he'd say, okay, I think you've learned your lesson. My dad would not have said you won't have the car for 2 weeks. My dad would have said, I'm disappointed in you. I don't
Mm.
want that to happen again. But softly.
Wow.
So I mean, I think all those components play into a good mixture recipe when it comes to marriage and relationships, and I think that's something that we would definitely keep in mind. And how did you? Well, Another thing, how did you go about raising your children here in America? I know you talk about being patient, being soft-spoken, but now with social media and different influences from the outside, how were you able to keep the composure on the inside?
I didn't have to deal with those problems because we didn't have social media. My son was 59, 57, and 49. So we did not have those issues. But my children often say to me, Mom was kind and sweet and patient, but we may have been a little wild if we didn't have Dad.
Yeah. So it's a balance in that. Parenting and marriage is all about balance.
Yes, exactly.
How about with your grandchildren? Have you seen a difference just in regard to the way they're living now? And
The grandchildren, yes, we have two 19-year-olds that are both in college.
Wow.
And a 14-year-old. Yes, they're quite different.
Yeah.
They really are quite different. They're much brighter than we were. They know, they were exposed to so much more. They've seen more of the country at 19 than I saw until I was 60.
Wow.
That kind of thing. And I remember my little granddaughter spending a night with me, and she wanted to go to a bookstore. I think she must have been probably 14. So I said, okay, I'm all set. You ready to go? She said, yeah. I said, oh, but the bed isn't made.
Yeah.
Don't you make the bed at home before you go out? No, Grammy, it looks much more inviting.
I use the same excuse. Well, there's certain values that we forget that, people in your generation, even generations after, have that we lost today and that we're trying to get back. And we realize that making my bed, I just started making my bed not too long ago because someone was like, hey, you got to start making your bed. And then two, because I realized it sets you in a routine and it leaves things neat. So when you come back, you have this, when you come back off of a trip to a clean house, it's like, it's relief. And when you have a messy bed, there's no relief. So I realized it and I was like, I'm going to make my bed every morning now.
It's a good thing to do. And just turn around and look at your room and see that you didn't have things lying around all over the place.
So I think right now everything is just based off of connections. The way you've been able to connect with the community, the way you've been able to connect with your kids and your husband, that kind of grew this establishment the way it is right now. Just for what you've seen, what do you think are some ways that the generations can connect with one another? Because for us, the biggest thing that we hear is parents and the pioneers like, hey, we can't connect with the youth. We can't connect with them. And, that's what it takes to leave a legacy. And that's what you guys did with your kids, because if it wasn't for that connection, you guys wouldn't have been in business for over 60 years.
Yeah, well, yeah, and we, the friendships and the family unity, the family together. I went to Utah last year because a movie was filmed, a documentary was filmed and was picked up by Sundance.
Oh, wow.
The governor of Utah came to Washington 7 or 8 years ago and called one day, someone called and said he'd like to come to the Chili Bowl. Is there a private area that he might be able to bring his party? And I'm thinking, I said, yes, of course. But I'm thinking, who is this that needs his privacy?
Yeah.
But I waited to meet him because he was coming until 7. I waited to meet him because he thought he needed this. And he turned out to be a really kind guy and gracious, and I enjoyed him so much. And he's come anytime he's in the city to go to Capitol Hill, he'll come here. He's brought his family, he's brought a lot of people. Anyway, we went up to Utah, but the thing that impressed me about him reminded me of my growing up. He lives in a mansion. We call it the White House here, but it's the mansion where he lives. Had 6 children and a wife, but the home that he had his children grow up in was maybe 25 miles away from the mansion. But every Sunday they go back to the mansion. Go back for dinner on Sunday.
Wow.
Every Sunday they go back to the mansion, to their home, where the children grow up, and all the children are grown and grandchildren, and all those that are available and living in an area that they can come every Sunday. That's what they do. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Well, we kind of grew up like that. It was every Sunday there was church, and after church there was dinner.
Mhm.
We lived at our home, our grandma's home, our Aunt Sue's home, our uncle's home. Somebody took turns.
Tradition.
Yeah.
Tradition's important.
Right. Traditions are important, and I don't know if I see a lot of that.
Mm.
I hope so.
That's interesting.
We still have the Easter and the Christmas dinner, the Thanksgiving thing, kind of thing.
But you need something that's more concrete, whether it's once a week, twice a week. I mean, just per day with my family, we try to all eat dinner together. I mean, it's hard. I got 6 siblings, so it's kind of hard for us to get there at the same time. But it's almost just that time for us to build with each other camaraderie. How was your day? That is how you keep those connections with your family, with other people, because the world is just in constant movement. And sometimes you can get caught up in that flow, but sometimes you just need to kind of sit down, relax, see where everybody's at, see what's going on, and then you can figure out where you're going.
Well, I'm concerned because I see all the young people sitting together and they're all doing this.
Yeah.
Texting.
They don't know how to communicate with one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a lost personal thing that I think, I don't know how we're going to get that back.
You know, we talk about it all the time because really for us, we grew up in the 90s without phones.
Yeah.
So getting phones, we got them pretty late in life, and, in our teenage years. And so we're even noticing within ourselves, we're like, when we go out to eat, we say, hey, look, everybody put your phone on silent, like no phones, because we realized how important it was growing up without it and how it impacted us. So, hopefully when we have kids, we know, all right, no phones until you're like 25, and wait until they're really old and they love us, right? But no, you do realize like there are elements that are lost, traditions that are lost, and
the outdoor activities.
yeah.
In the summertime, I didn't know where my kids were.
Yeah.
They were hungry.
That's how we were.
Came back home to eat. That's
Yeah.
home to eat.
Exactly.
You didn't come in the house, you drink out the water hose. Like we didn't come in the house. We stay outside all day.
Yeah, it was amazing. And you do peanut butter and jelly sandwich for $10.
Yeah.
Because you have to see them in your yard.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, those are the days. Because we experienced that. Luckily, we grew up in a generation where that was kind of phasing out a little bit, and then cell phones came in play. Yeah, we used to stay outside all day, ride bikes all around. I grew up in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, so around there, you could ride your bike and go from one edge to another edge, and
Absolutely. And everybody could correct your child.
yeah, I've got spankings by people I didn't know.
But I truly believe that it's going to come back full circle because, like you said, the kids now are in this generation currently. This is all they know. This is what they grew up on. So anything
I don't know what's
else.
happening. I mean, I needed to know where my kids were.
Hmm.
And in order to do that, you got to be home.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the younger parents are so busy themselves that the kids have too much free time to themselves.
Mm.
Well, as an entrepreneur, do you think being an entrepreneur helped you spend more time with your family? Because you see them on a consistent
Well,
basis.
I was fortunate enough to be able to drive mine to school and pick them up.
Yeah. A lot of parents
That
can't
was
do
a
that
big
now.
privilege.
Like you said, yeah, and not a lot of people have that because a lot of parents have to work 2 and 3
I
jobs.
was very fortunate to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be home when they were home.
Wow.
And
Even when they walked to school, I could manage to get home.
Mm-hmm.
because it's always the back and forth because we're involved in community outreaches and these programs,
Yeah.
and then the parents are saying, well, I'm doing this for you. I'm at work, I leave at 5 in the morning, come back at 7 or 8 p.m. because it's sacrifice for you. But they don't understand that the kids just like, I mean, we're okay with where we're at. We're content with what we have. I just want you to talk to me. They're like, fight for my time. That's what kind of the kids are at currently. So it's a balancing act, but I think
It's a balance. My husband worked nights. I took care of the daytime.
Mm.
So he was home in the mornings when I dropped him to school and came here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was home in the evenings when he was down here.
Wow. And so that seems like you have to have a lot of communication and just a knowing, because a lot of times, we've seen it where couples, they don't want to be separated. They're like, they have to be attached at the hip. And some people it works out that way, but I feel like,
Well, it depends on your goals.
yeah.
It depends on your goals. And you'll get that together. together before you start a family.
Good.
Yeah.
As best you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the goals in the work that you do is the legacy that you leave behind.
Yeah.
It's what people remember you for. You know, what do you think? What do you want to be remembered as in Ben's Chili? But whether it's 100 years from now, 200, like what? What is the remembrance? Like, what is the legacy that you want to leave?
Simply that we've provided a little hot dog place that cared about the community. That's all. We did that. I think we were, you know, people were always able to come to us for any kind of aid that we could possibly provide. And in turn, they were here for us. So just,
Wow.
you know, I don't even think about things like that. I just do it. You just
Yeah.
live your life and be kind to people and enjoy people and enjoy your life. And when you know, they say people who like people are the luckiest people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's true.
Really?
Wow.
I really believe that's true. It's certainly true for me.
I'm laughing because you hear a lot of kids now saying, "I'm not a people's person."
Yeah, I'm not a people. I don't like people.
Like, what do you like? What do you like?
I like technology. I mean,
Dogs?
I like animals.
He said adults.
I like animals. Look, I love animals, but I will take a person before an animal any day of the week. You can't. I mean, that's the connection that, like you said, like you connect with people, you learn about people. They have these histories, and we want to learn these things.
Exactly.
Isn't that what life's all about?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Islamically, it's all about your community. It's about your family. Everything that we talk about in Islam, the basic foundations have people involved.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's fasting, like you don't fast alone, right? You fast with your family. You have iftar with your family. So everything that we do is community based,
Mhm.
which your business is built upon, which is something that we love and we
Yeah.
admire.
Well, I'm not sure why it's on the map as big as it is, but it's certainly on the map.
Yeah. Well, you're a big reason for that. So thank you.
That's
And
current.
it's been a very interesting experience. I can tell you I have not had a boring moment.
Wow.
Well, speaking of having exciting moments, we have a few different questions that we want to ask you just to end off. And the first question is, who is the most interesting person that you have met?
I don't do that one.
No?
She says a lot of people that
I
come
find
through this
most people
door.
interesting.
That's
Almost
good.
everybody's interesting in one way or another.
Really?
Really.
I like
Yes,
that.
Absolutely.
We're going to get her with this question. No.
We'll be back. It's okay. Second question. What's your favorite food on the menu? What's like your number one?
I like the beef hot dog with mustard, onions, and chili.
Ooh.
And I had one every day for the first 30 years, I think.
Look, talking about loving your product.
And then the cholesterol started to move up a little bit. I'm basically a healthy person. I grew up, my father owned a 348-acre farm.
Wow.
And my father's brother had a 300-acre farm very near to that.
And it's here in Virginia?
So I grew up where the only thing we bought from the store when I was a little girl was coffee, tea, sugar, and vanilla.
Are you serious?
Wow.
We produced everything else, everything. We
What-
took our own wheat to the mill, ground into flour. It wasn't enriched and it wasn't bleached.
Wow.
Natural.
That's amazing.
Same thing with the corn, same thing with everything. We prepared for the winter with glass jars, no preservatives. Just canned everything, put them in those glass jars.
Wow.
It was a very wholesome way to grow up. It really was.
Oh, you have enough health in those years alone for the rest of your life.
And
Like,
you know, we had that vanilla provided you the ability to make a caramel cake because we didn't grow chocolate or lemons, but we could always have a caramel cake.
wow.
You gotta use what you got. Now all we got is Hot Pockets.
And chicken nuggets. Like, our eating is horrible.
We had hundreds and hundreds of chickens and turkeys and ducks and everything. We had everything.
Come straight from the earth.
And as to the farm, my parents are deceased now. We kept the farm for quite some time, but I still have 25 acres of the house down there.
Wow. So what is your advice for any young business person that wants to start a business and have longevity like you've had?
Well, you first have to, I think, find something that find the need first to fill the need,
Mhm.
and hopefully find that need will have, you feel passion for it. Hopefully you're finding something, because it's so much easier when you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. So if you can have passion for something that's needed out in society,
Mhm.
and then you stick with it. You
Yeah.
endure. We've gone through some serious issues here,
Yeah.
but we've endured.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
what you gotta do.
One of our favorite parts of the Quran is where Allah says, Allah loves those who are patient and persevering.
Yeah.
So you have to have those qualities in order to just keep moving.
Yeah.
But for everybody listening that wants to be an entrepreneur, I mean, this comes from one of the best entrepreneurs, not only in DC but in the country. Definitely, what you guys have done, just the entrepreneurship that you and your husband have kind of resembled and has built the businesses. Because you guys have over, 6 different locations. You have an HQ here. You guys have another shop in at the National Stadium, correct?
Yeah, they're in FedEx Field,
Yep.
Nats Park.
Wow.
World Series winners.
Hey.
We're in Reagan Airport, and then there's one in Arlington, one in Hampton H, Northeast Washington.
Yeah.
So they're doing the young people, my sons and their wives are doing that. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, hopefully, everybody can listen to this, and there'll be a Ben's Chili Bowl in their state soon.
Yeah. Or they could just come here and eat, because this is too good to pass up.
So this is the last question.
Mhm.
You can avoid it just like you did the first question, but but the question is, we were thinking, how can we get on the wall next to Obama? See that spot right there?
Yeah, just take a photograph with me and put it in a frame, and it'll hang on the wall.
Hey,
Not hard.
That sounds great. That sounds like a deal.
I'll hold you to that promise.
We're in the process now of having to do some serious renovation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest hurdle that I think I'm going to have to endure, and that is because I don't want to change it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I get so many compliments and so much sentiment from that old look out there.
Yeah.
So how do I make it new without changing it? But that's what I've got to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's an old building, and the pipes are breaking underground, and
Yeah.
under us, and the walls, and so we've got a lot of work to do.
But hopefully it goes well and it goes smooth, and it's not like the metro.
Well, you gotta, I tell my kids, I don't want to see it change. I want it to be old and new at the same time.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be new to somebody. As a matter of fact, a guy that came in here, he was looking around, and it was his first time in here.
Oh, they take pictures, and they just, it's very interesting. And I'm now, could you take a photo with you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Probably every day.
I'm like, what?
Maybe they want to get on the wall too.
Oh man.
But Miss Virginia, thank you so much for
So,
we this is so invaluable, and it's Black History, right? This is going to be out during Black History Month, so this is our history, this is our legacy, and we're so glad that we could get you on just to tell your story and the story of,
it's a pleasure to
so many
have you
more.
here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Well, without further ado, let's wrap this thing up.
How long have we been on, Muhammad?
For about 53 minutes.
Ooh, so for the last 53 minutes, you have been listening to the Young and Muslim Podcast. I'm Jabril Salam,
Muhammad Hassan.
and this is
Virginia Ali, Asalaamu Alakum.
Wa Alaikum Assalam.
Thank you, Steve.
Peace.